Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of February 15th through the 21st. And during that time, we have a few different moon energies. We first have the waning crescent that we bring in from last week, and that is a time of stability and calm, a good time for us to really self reflect and think about what we're learning and how we're growing and what we might want to change during the new moon, which comes on the 17th. So, that is, of course, a time for a fresh start and new beginnings, time to learn a new skill or start new projects. We then move into the waxing crescent energy, which is a time of heightened senses when we can really buckle down and get to work on some things and live up to those expectations and intentions that we've set for ourselves. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And I feel like we have two cards that want to come out. So, we are going to take both of these cards. Your first card, your overall message is prosperity lies ahead, is the first one that comes out. And the second one is you are very close to achieving your goal. So, very positive messages. I love both of those. Prosperity lies ahead. You're very close to achieving your goal. Let's see what the Aquarian collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling, my fun weekly reminder is, and this kind of does go along with the new moon, is that you learn something new this week. And I don't mean just one little thing. I mean, give yourself a little bit of time, a couple of hours or so, to really do a deep dive and learn something. Maybe you've been wanting to learn how to knit, and you take some time to do that. Maybe you have been wanting to learn a new recipe. Maybe there's something in history that you wanted to learn, and you're going to find a historical lecture or a book to read about that thing. But whatever it is, really deep dive and really give yourself the time to absorb and learn and just really learn something. So that's my fun weekly reminder for you this week. And it is a good week to do that. And I'll try to do that myself. All right, let's get into this reading here. Aquarius, February 15th through the 21st. Prosperity lies ahead. You're very close to achieving your goal. And your overall present energy right now is look at all of these choices here with the Seven of Cups. So, choice is a luxury. That's one thing I believe wholeheartedly. The more choices you have, it's luxury. Some people, as we grow through life, especially I think about this with age and finances. When you're young, your choices are a little limited because your finances are limited. And it just, you, as you build your life and you grow, you do get to have more choices. So if you have a lot of choices right now, let's make sure we're choosing wisely and remember that that is a luxury. So enjoy that luxury while you have it, if you have it. Your current situation is that you are hard at work here with something with this Eight of Pentacles. I will also say that February has been crazy with crazy eights, crazy with the eights. Isn't that a card game? Um, there have been so many eights in the readings for everyone. I feel like there's been an eight in almost every reading I've done in the last 2 weeks. And for some, there's been several eights in their reading. So here you are with your eight. This is a card of not only working hard, but just being focused and really just being in the moment on something that you're working on. So all these choices and that ability to focus, that's coming in handy for you right now. Well, at the root of your situation this week is the Five of Cups. So there might be some sort of sadness, a little twinge of something. I'm not getting that it's the big focus. It's kind of what's driving you to work a little harder or driving you to focus or driving you to have some choice here. I don't feel like it doesn't feel that heavy to me. Again, it feels like it's there, but it's like you're trying to move past something. And so go ahead and do that. And if you have to work on something to do that, that's great. That's a great way to manage that. Feel those things and deal with them, but it's time to move on sometimes. In your recent past is the Three of Pentacles. So you might be working on something that's fun and creative and some sort of collaboration with someone, or you've recently had a collaboration that has just spurred you on to have these choices and to buckle down and do something that's been very inspiring for you. So I like that. On what's on your mind this week is the Six of Cups. So Lots of cups here, and sixes are about sentimental things. So this is about, kind of on your mind is thinking of the past and thinking, and I'm almost thinking that if you're thinking of the past and you're kind of dealing with some sadness, that this is why you're kind of focused on building a new future for yourself. There might be something back there that you are kind of dealing with and managing, and you want to move from it, and you want to move forward in a way that where you're focused on positive things. And I think that's a really good change to make. Again, prosperity lies ahead, and you're very close to achieving that goal. Hopefully it's a goal about those emotions and those things that you've been managing, that now you want to focus that energy into something positive for yourself. What is just ahead of you this week is really thinking about your future here with the Two of Wands. So, while you're making these choices, and you've got your head down working really hard, you are thinking about your future. And then, it's the new moon. It is a good time that you get a fresh start right now. It's like a little mini new year. We're coming off the new year, and I like to think about it that way, because each new moon that we get is like it is a new beginning. And what do you want to change about yourself for this next cycle? And make those positive changes. And that's just what we each have to do for each cycle that comes around. What is in your advice position is the Seven of Swords. So let's see. Is this one a seven also? Yeah, two sevens now are coming up. So, Seven of Swords is about being a little cunning, a little crafty. Sometimes it can be about theft or hidden agenda, but I feel like with you, it is about just being crafty. Almost like I think of this card because sword energy is about thoughts and communication. I feel like this is sometimes a card of kind of holding your cards, like kind of in poker, right? Where you might have a couple cards showing a little bit of information that you've let down, but there's some information that you're just not holding on to, or you're not sharing. So you're holding on to it a little bit. And it could just be news or something that's changing in your life, and you're just not quite ready to share that with everybody yet. And that's okay. And I feel like your advice is that it's okay. It's okay to have some of that inside. You don't have to let everything out the minute it, or if it's about to happen and you don't want to share it yet. It's just hold on to that excitement for yourself for a little bit of time, and that's okay. What is beyond your control this week is the Hermit card. So you are going to be going within, and sometimes that within can be um with this work. Like I always say it when I look at this guy here working, I think, yeah, he's working, but I feel like if we called his name, he would not look up for a minute. He's so focused. And that sometimes is hermiting, when you're just so focused and into your work that your mind is, you're kind of doing those thoughts and thinking while your hands are busy. So, it's kind of beyond your control. And I think that might get combined with that card as well. What is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? Is the Page of Swords. So our pages are about a new path, and in this case it might be communication. Are you maybe avoiding communicating a little bit? That could very well be. So is it your secret desire to communicate in a new way, or are you trying to avoid it? And that'll be kind of a big question for you, is what to talk about, what to say, and what to not say this week. That'll kind of be your big question. Um, and when anything that's in this position is kind of your big question to yourself for the week is, what do I want to share and what do I want to keep in? And also why? Maybe explore that a little bit deeper with yourself. Ask yourself those why questions so that you understand what you're doing and why. That's a good thing for all of us to do. In your outcome position, Aquarius, is the Knight of Wands. So it looks like you are going to at least have some movement and take some action on the passion front. Again, I feel like this involves this. You're thinking about your future, you're trying to let go of some things from the past, and you're trying to figure out, am I sharing all of this information right now? Maybe not. Am I going within a little bit, hermiting a little bit? And that's fine too. So you get everything all kind of sorted out in your mind, whatever that means for you. What's hidden from you this week, Aquarius, is the Six of Wands here. So this is about kind of recognition, and this could be peers, friends, something at work, and that's hidden from you this week. And I think because you're just so focused, and that might come later. That's another, didn't we have another six? Yeah, we've got two sixes now on the table. So 6, 6, and 7, 7. And of course, you've got that 8 there, which I think is just a lucky card. I really think so. So, again, I think it's okay to focus on yourself this week. You're still trying to work through some things. You're thinking about your future and how you want to move, but you're very close to achieving your goal. Keep working at it. Prosperity lies ahead. Keep your head down. Go ahead and have those inner thoughts while you're working on things. If you need to journal, and if it's maybe, if you've got a lot of these choices, you things the dust I feel like the dust hasn't settled on some things, and you may not want to share some things that are going on just yet. That seems very cryptic, but some of you are going to understand exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. All right, let's get a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. A final message for Aquarius, and that card is to make better choices. Okay, so all these choices that you have, and that's what I'm saying, is choice is a luxury. Think about your choices and think about the choices that you've made in the past, because you're being advised to make better choices. And what are those? What are those for you? And make the best choices for yourself, and choices that you would want to share. All right, let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care this week, Aquarius. Self-care for Aquarius this week. And the card that you get is the card called Growth. Evolution starts when you leave your comfort zone. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I'm going to also go back to this choice card again. Is there, getting comfortable with a choice that maybe you haven't made in the past? And that's when we do question ourselves and say, well, if I did have that as a choice in my past and I didn't make it, where did that take me? Am I happier because of it? Maybe not. Maybe I should make a different choice. So, learn and grow, because we're trying to evolve, right? When you Evolution starts when you leave your comfort zone. So ask yourself that too. Are you comfortable somewhere? And maybe you need to not be as comfortable so that you can grow. So, Aquarius, thank you so much for being here with me this week. I hope there's something in this reading that you can take away and use in your life in a positive way. That would make me very happy. Also, if you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment down below. Let me know, did anything here resonate? Is there something going on with you where this reading did resonate? I'd be interested to know that from you. Also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe pushes me out in the algorithm, which makes me very happy. So thank you so much for being here, Aquarius. Good luck with all of this, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.